welcome to my channel. My name is Jess, and you can also find me on Instagram and on TikTok as Knit Plan Jess. I keep all the links in the description below. So today we are doing a reading journal flip through to show you where we are at through October. So for my new viewers, welcome, and my returning viewers, welcome back. Definitely click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, but just, I hope you enjoy. This is a year-long collab that I'm doing with Plan with Elise, so definitely check out her video, also linked in the description. But let's get started. This is one of my favorite videos to record, and I'm super excited to share with you my my reading journal flip through. So let's go ahead and go into the Bujo first. So basically, my reading Bujo started because I wanted to do something fun for a summer reading that I was doing with a friend. So I created a to be read page, a bingo page that I still have not yet finished filling in. Like, I literally have these two that I did that I still have to do. And then I did pictures of the books that I read during June, and the ones that I read during July, and the ones that I read during August. And then my books read for the full months, I went ahead and picked basically my favorite books from each month. So I really like how this turned out. I thought it was super fun. And then it basically has evolved into additional pages. So I kind of have some pages mapped out that I want to create. I want to create an Audible to be listened page. To be listened basically means that it is books that I want to listen to on audiobook. And by creating an Audible page, it means that I'm only going to be able to find those on Audible, mainly because my library doesn't have them available. And I'm not going to buy the audiobook. Like, I will do a subscription for Audible first. But I prefer to listen to like the thriller and the horror and the kind of more intense books through audiobook. Then I have a Kindle to be read page. These are basically going to be books that I can't get from my library, so I have to go the Kindle Unlimited route unless I wanted to buy the book. Like, I could buy it on Kindle, or else I could go the Kindle Unlimited. That's what kind of my intention. And then I also want to create a page for books worth buying. These are basically books that I have read the Kindle version or I've listened to the audiobook, and I want the physical one for my shelf. So far, I have only had one book that I decided that I want to buy it. It's actually a book that I read an advanced reader copy. It was a really cute book, but more than anything, it's written by somebody that I know and somebody that, you know, I've kind of grown to become friendly with, and to me, it's just a really good way to support an indie author. So I would put like a book like that on the list. Oh, but then I created some months for where I just basically kind of did something similar to what I'm doing in my Happy Planner reading journal. I did a cover for the month. I created a to be read page, and then the books I read. So to be read means that these are books that I want to read during that month, or audiobooks as well. These are the actual books that I read during that month. So I thought that was, yeah, I mean, I really, really like how September turned out. And then we come to October. October is super simple. Obviously, I have just spider webs and spiders. I can't really draw, but this was fun. And then I have my to be read list. I created a lot more manageable to be read list for October. So basically, the first two are books that I wanted to read with a friend, and then it is some ARCs, some advanced reader copies that I wanted to read, and I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So Meredith Alone was an advanced listener copy of Meredith Alone. Was an advanced listening copy, and then 21 Nights in Paris, Holiday Romance, The Christmas Clash, Tricked in October, Long Way Home, and Carry Me Through Christmas. Those are all advanced reader copies that I wanted to read. And then, of course, I threw in other books as well. So here's all of the books that I finished reading. 18 total. I think it was like maybe 12 of them were audiobooks. So even though I'm reading, 16, 17, 18 books a month, I'm still keeping up a consistent goal of reading 6 books a month and then listening to additional. So I really like how that's kind of working out. And then we're going to come to November. So basically have it mapped out. I just need to create it. I need to quit slacking. And then I have pages mapped out for December. And then I'm basically going to do a 2022 review page just to kind of have like stats, like how many books in this genre, how many books in that genre, how many audiobooks, how many physical books, how many Kindle books, how many pages total were read, maybe even break it down by months. I think that would be a really cool way to look at it. Then I still have like a nice chunk mapped out. I'm going to kind of go over that. So for my Bujo, I will have a 2023 page. I'm going to have a rating system, a page that I want to put down 5-star reads. And I'm thinking that this is probably going to be specific to 2023, but we'll kind of see how that works. I want to have a page where I put down what books that I purchased each month, because I know that is bound to happen. I want to have pages for my favorite authors, and I think that this would be something that I could start in 2022, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm probably going to create it and then actually start using it in 2023, or start updating in 2023. But it's going to be 2 pages with my favorite authors and books that they have put out that I want to read. And that would be something that will be very much so ongoing, because there's always going to be new authors that I'm going to come across that I want to read their other books. And then a Coho reading tracker, which is basically Colleen Hoover reading tracker. I don't know if I'm going to use 2 full pages for this one. Like, part of me actually wants to have 3 pages for the favorite authors, especially if I want to do it as an ongoing thing. The Coho reading tracker may just be 1, and it's just basically going to be all of Colleen Hoover's books, because I really like her as an author, and I would love to read the rest of her books. And I don't think I'm going to do anything special. It's probably just going to be like lists, like her standalones, her series, and I'll just do a tracker for each one. And then any books that are turning into movies that I want to read before watching, I designated 2 pages because I do want this to be like an ongoing thing, maybe even past 2023. And I may even include 2022. And then we're basically going to get into wrap-up pages that I want to create. So I want to do a January monthly wrap-up going all the way to December wrap-up. And that's basically going to mean my stats each month. Pages read, genres. So then that way, and I just realized that I don't have a sticky note for this, I can be able, I'm actually gonna put a sticky note while I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm gonna have a page for 2022 wrap up. Like I said, I don't know why that I didn't think about this before. Or 2023 review. And that's where I can take all of the stats that I kept up with during the month or during the year, and it'll be really easy to create a page for that. So yeah, so this is not going to be something that I'm going to definitely finish during 2023. This is going to be very much so an ongoing book journal. And, there's always going to be certain pages that I may find myself adding. And I think that this is going to be like a really fun ongoing several year project. So I'm really excited about this one. This is the 8x8 Archer and Olive notebook. It's a linen cover, so it does attract Duke fur and Vinny fur, but this one has a ton of Duke fur on it, mainly probably because he was like just recently laying on it. But yeah, so there's my Bujo notebook for reading. And then we get into my Happy Planner reading journal. I'm super excited about this one because I've actually started mapping out how I'm going to do my 2023 journal. This is not the discs and it's not the cover that this will be on, but when I'm done going through this, I will go ahead and give you a sneak peek of this one. So we start, I went ahead, and because of the fact that I've started recently using Tombows for my markers, like I have fallen in love with Tombows. I went ahead and picked out 2 colors that were similar to the other brush pens that I was using, and I just wrote down what numbers that they were so I know which one that they are. And then we go into the actual notebook. So cover page, my books read page. I have finished 4 of these, and I started a 5th one. I've got to decorate the page. I actually cannot find the book washi, so I kind of have to find it so I can finish decorating it. But yes, I finished 4 total, and then I started on number 5. So I thought that was kind of cool. My to be read list, because I'm reading a lot of books not on my to be read list. I'm trying to see how many of these I can really now cross off. So that's going to be like a huge thing for November and December. But I have not added anything to it, so that's a good thing. I do have 4 spaces left, and I can fill it up if I want to. But yeah, so definitely a to be read list that is going to transition over to 2023. And then we have my Goodreads 2022 page. So if you recall, I originally started with my goal at 50 books for the year. I did not start audiobooks until probably April or May, so 50 would have been a really good amount for me, and I kind of figured I may go over a little bit, but I just don't want to go under 50. Well, I met my 50 goal, and then I set 75 as my goal, and with like 100 being the whole time the stretch goal. So I met 75, and it was like early November, I met 100. So I have read over 100 books. At the time that I am recording this, I think I'm at 120 or 121 books. So I am not keeping track on another sheet. Part of me is really tempted to now. I'm not keeping track on another sheet, but I am tracking mentally in my head how many books that I'm reading. And then we have the Bad Bish Book Club. This is a book club that I'm doing with a friend, Ashley G. Plans. Basically, we're just reading the same books throughout the month. So January was One Last Stop. February, we didn't read any books. Well, we read, we just didn't read any of the same. March was Craft a Life You Love, Things I'm Seeing Without You, Romanov. April was They Both Die at the End, I believe. And then May was Along for the Ride. I think June was Things We Never Got Over, and then it was like September. No. Oh my gosh. Guys, I can't remember. I'm ashamed. I need to like date these or something. I think we started reading like 2 books, maybe in April, or maybe in May we started reading 2, and then June we read 2, and then August 2, and then September was 2, and then we tried for 2 for October. I read the book. She didn't. So once she reads it, I will go ahead and add it to my page. So that's been fun. We're actually aiming for 3 for November. So the problem will be that's going to fill up this. which means December we can either take a break and not do it, or I'm just going to have to create another page. We'll see what happens. But this has been really fun, and we are going to do this for next year as well, expanding on it a little bit. And then we have my daily reading challenge. January, February, March, April, and May were all like months where I did kind of not read some days. May really, June really increased, but a lot of it was that if there was a day that I didn't read a Kindle book or a physical book, I still counted it as reading as long as I did an audiobook. And it's very common for me to do audiobooks like while I'm working, making dinner, doing chores, just anything. I'm always happy to listen to an audiobook. So that is one reason why my daily reading has been very consistent. And then we come to A to Z challenge. I have a book for Q, which is going to leave me with X and Z. So my thought is that I'm probably going to allow for X and Z to include a letter in the book title. It doesn't have to be the first one. I have been shared a book that starts with X, but it's just really just doesn't sound something that I would kind of vibe with. And I haven't found anything for Z, so I'm going to kind of be flexible on myself. But I really like the A to Z challenge, and I'm definitely going to do this again. But I think what I would like to do is I would like to kind of do like maybe a 2-part A to Z challenge. One is the author, and then one is the book title. I think that would be really fun. Colors of the Rainbow, I finished this up like maybe by the second or third month. It was just Roy G. Biv. I know some people who like really expand on this, but I kept it simple. And then monthly review, I just have a little piece of paper that I write the books, like the number of books that I completed that year. Nothing crazy, but it's kind of nice to see like that visual number. And this is something I'm bringing back for 2023. So 2 more months, and I like these little pockets, but I don't think I'm going to do the pockets next time. And then 2023 look ahead. So during the month, as I was kind of deciding what I wanted to add, this worked out really, really well. And then we come to my monthly tracker. So I started putting down the side the number of books that I wanted to read each month, and then I track it from start to finish. I also use the boxes, the smaller boxes, for the longest time. I know that I run out of them in so many books, so I ended up stopping that. Like, you'll see maybe up through August, I think up through July, I used the boxes. And then I started using highlighters, so you will definitely see that change. I don't know which one I like better. I think the box is better, to be honest with you. But yeah, so I basically do from start to finish. And then I have a picture of all of the books read. So this was fun. This is definitely, it's work to print out the photos, and it's like basically taking a screenshot, cropping it, adding it to Canva, putting it all on a project, printing it out, cutting it out, taping it. It's work. It is definitely taking up a lot of time, but I really enjoy it. And so yeah, so those are all the pictures. So then we have February, and then we have March. So only 6 books for March. I think March was my lowest month. And then April. And April was the first month of audiobooks. So I think the book Real Men Knit was like the first audiobook. And this one, I think I only did like 3 audiobooks. So it wasn't really not a lot. And then May. And then May was when I started my monthly reflection page, which basically I reflect on my goal, how many books that I read, and kind of a breakdown for audio, Kindle, or physical, and then just notes during the month, and then my top books of the month read. I think that right there is like a really nice way to kind of look back at it. And then June, so books read, and then my monthly reflection page. Then we come to July. I really like my Harry Potter theme for July, given that his birthday is on July 31st. However, hindsight being 2020, I wish I had saved the Harry Potter for September, but that's okay. So July books read, and then my page, again, Harry Potter. And then we come to August. I think this was definitely one of my favorite ones. And again, this is, like I had mentioned, when I started doing mild liner as opposed to boxes. And the mild liners, I basically do the same color for each book. So, like, like for instance, the book In the Weeds, it's this purple color. Love Light Farms was blue. By Any Other Name was orange. You Get What You Give was pink. So for both start and finish. And I do continue that idea through every time that I do the mild liners. This was also one of my absolute favorite pages. I think that is just stinking adorable. And then we have September. September, I only used 2 colors, but I did the same idea. Book, like the first book was brown, the second book was pink, the third book was brown, and just kind of go on and on. Then the red, and then I basically chose the colors to kind of match like all of the other stickers, which I really like, and I might do that in the future again. And then we come to October. October, I did Nightmare Before Christmas, and I thought it's very simple but cute. And then I ended up creating a box for the 23rd and the 30th, so that way I could be able to put, I could have more room to write down the books. And I did the same thing with the 24th, and then you have the 31st. So I thought that was super cute. 18 bucks. So I did 12 audio, 5 Kindle, and 1 physical book. My goal was 6 to 10 books, so obviously I met that. And I just kind of kept notes, like how many, like the arcs, how many arcs that I read. Note that I need to update NetGalley for them. This was a month that I really kind of learned more about like indie authors, like the self-published authors. So I wanted to actually see like how many books did I read by indie authors. And then, oh, I just realized I dated that wrong. It is not November. This was supposed to be for October. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe it. Oh, okay, it tore the page a little bit, but that's okay. That's also been on it for a while. Okay, let's go back to this, and I took the date sticker from Mojo Jojo Plan, so I'm going to go back to that, and we're just going to grab an October. There we go. That's much better. That's much, much better. Okay, so the October, and then we go into November, which I have already decorated. And yeah, so I'll try to link in the description my video for how I set this up, and then how I set up my currently page. I really like it. I think that it turned out super, super cute. And that's it. I'm not going to show December. And then really quickly, let me kind of show you my 2023. So this is going to be the cover page. And then I need books read page. I went ahead and set 2. I don't know yet how I'm gonna. Well, okay, so I kind of have like a vague idea of how I'm gonna set it up, but I don't know, like for washi and stuff like that. So right now it's just 2 pages of books read. I haven't picked out which template that I'm going to do, or if I'm going to draw these myself, so I will have to figure that out. Then I have a to be read page. I actually have 4 of those. And then my Goodreads page. As you see, I started sketching it out, but I haven't gotten very far. We're going to do a daily reading. a reading in pixels for what I read that day. Was it an audio, Kindle, physical? My A to Z challenge, a did not finish page, and then monthly arcs, and I kind of have some ideas about how I'm going to get that set up. And then the Bad Bish Book Club, and that's going to be fun. I'm just trying to kind of figure out like how I want the month set up. We're doing some bingos that we're going to be posting about on Instagram. So I've got 4 of those because we're doing 4 bingos a year. My monthly review page where I do like the number count, books to look out for in 2024. So 2024 published dates, and then 2024 plans. And then this is where I'm bringing out this planner. So this is a monthly layout planner that I decided, or I originally bought it to use it for my social media, but I decided not using it. So I'm going to actually be using these monthly pages. So I'm going to be using these 2 monthly pages and then the currently page. And this way I can be able, let's see, I'm kind of thinking about doing like my to be read right here. Or I'll use something like that, like maybe to be read, and then this is where the pictures are going to go. So I don't know if I'm going to do a separate monthly reflection page or kind of do my books read and monthly reflection. So I'll have January, and then the rest of this planner is not going to be used, unfortunately. But since these are monthly pages, I am going to save this because I do like to use these for other things. So yeah, so this will be my planner for next year for the monthly calendars, and I will be doing a video where I set this up to show you, to kind of walk you through how I do that. So definitely stay tuned for that. All right, I think I've talked your ear off. I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me today. And thank you guys for joining Plan with Elise. Just thank you for joining us on our journey. Really excited, with how this has kept me motivated to read. And it'll be nice to look through November and then December and do like a full year look back. So that will be really cool. So definitely stay tuned because you'll see that in the coming months. And I think on that note, I am done. So give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Definitely share below what you are reading. Let me know your favorite book of October. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the next video.